Have you ever felt like speaking up for yourself only lands you in more trouble? Like you're being punished for having a voice? Well, let me take you on a journey where my attempt to assert my needs clashed with a family dynamic that's been challenging, to say the least. I'm a 20-year-old college student, juggling my responsibilities as a resident assistant with the complexities of having divorced parents living in different states. My dad, who I was planning to visit during a long weekend break from college, married a woman who, let's just say, made growing up more difficult than it needed to be. She's the kind of person who always needs to be right and isn't afraid to steamroll over others to prove her point. My dad, being considerate, texted me about a flight he found. The plan was to fly from Pittsburgh to Greensboro with a stop in Charlotte. However, I usually fly directly to Charlotte because it's quicker and easier. Plus, Charlotte is closer to where my dad lives. I've had bad experiences with connecting flights in the past, weather delays, mechanical issues, you name it. And with my responsibilities on campus, I couldn't afford to get stuck somewhere and miss important deadlines. So I did something I thought was reasonable. I asked my dad if I could take the direct flight to Charlotte instead. He understood my concerns and booked the flight. Problem solved, right? Well, not exactly. The day after I arrived, my stepmom and I were on our way to the grocery store when she blindsided me with a question about why I requested a different flight. I explained my reasons, but she wasn't having any of it. "But you aren't the one paying," she retorted. I tried to remain calm, explaining that I understood that, but since my dad asked for my preference, I gave it to him, considering my past experiences and responsibilities. She raised her voice, arguing that sometimes we need to be inconvenienced to save money, especially with flights. I reminded her how she always encouraged me to speak up and be more communicative. That's all I was doing, expressing my preference for a direct flight that suited my needs better. But then she huffed and accused me of being ungrateful for having a dad who wants to see me. I chose silence over escalating the situation, but inside, I felt like I was being punished for merely asserting myself. It's as if the moment I stand up for my needs, I'm in the wrong. It's a confusing message, isn't it? Be communicative, but only if it doesn't inconvenience anyone. This experience left me pondering the fine line between being considerate of others and not letting the world walk all over you. It's a delicate balance, especially in family dynamics where power plays and emotional manipulation can muddy the waters. It made me question, am I wrong for wanting to have a say in arrangements that directly affect me, especially when asked for my input? But here's the bigger picture. Every voice deserves to be heard, and every person has the right to express their needs and concerns. It's not just about flights or family dynamics. It's about recognizing and respecting individual perspectives and finding compromises that don't compromise our well-being. So I turn to you, my listeners. What are your thoughts? Have you ever been in a situation where speaking up for yourself backfired? How do you find the balance between asserting your needs and being considerate of others? Let's open up this discussion because sharing our experiences and insights can help us navigate these complex situations with a little more grace and a lot more understanding. Remember, your voice matters. Don't let anyone, family or otherwise, make you feel otherwise. Speaking up might not always lead to the outcome we hope for, but it's a crucial step in advocating for ourselves and setting the boundaries we all deserve. Let's continue to support each other in finding our voices and using them wisely. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and until next time, keep speaking up.